Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling World Talks with Dan and Mac.
Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host of Pro Wrestling World Talks, Daniel Burke, and I am so ever joined by my co-host and best friend for over 20 years, Mac. Again, thank you and welcome to the program.
Smoke.
You're welcome. Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, so are you. So.
What's your name again?
What's your name again? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Vast amount of marijuana.
As we speak, we are currently watching the start of the week 3 of the NFL season, Miami at Buffalo. And surprisingly, in the first drive of the game, the Miami Dolphins are in the red zone and knocking on the door, so to speak, as they are playing in Buffalo. And we were just talking about earlier, before we got on here, that I wanted the Dolphins to lose by at least 6 touchdowns. So that way Mike McDaniels gets fired in the morning, because every single time that I see this man on television or at a press conference, he looks like he is a 22-year-old pot smoker that just graduated from high school and is trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life.
Smoke.
He looks like somebody on the sideline that is actually doing his summer internship that everybody else got fired. So he's just like, well, we're going to hire him. No experience or nothing. He will probably be the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions by season's end. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler, so to speak, because he is probably not going to make it past week 4 or 5 of the NFL season. This team might be the worst I have seen, as far as chemistry, as far as talent is concerned, in probably the last decade. And that says a lot, because I have seen a lot of teams, like there have been a lot of Browns teams that are terrible. But this team, from top to bottom,
I don't want to say top to bottom, because like some of them are okay, but like they kind of, like you said, like they don't jive at all.
No, there's no chemistry.
Ironically, as we say that, they just scored a touchdown.
Yes, I saw that at Buffalo, which is completely surprising to me. I'm like, I expect them to get shut out. But also, they are coming in with a lot of questions and a lot of answers that need to kind of get covered. A lot of people have been questioning their heart. A lot of people have been questioning their intestinal fortitude, especially on the quarterback side. We did see it tonight quite a bit so far in that first drive. Tua cannot throw over 10 yards at all. I don't know whether that's arm strength, the injuries have caught up to him, or he's just scared to death because of the injuries that he suffered, especially concussions, the last couple of years. The amount of money and talent on this team that everybody has said is, and yeah, everybody was just like, oh, McCarthy, McCarthy. Everybody was like, McDaniels is like Sean McVay and all this stuff. Look, they were a hot team in the NFL in the last 3 or 4 years for about a month. They never won a division title. They never really, they had one great season where they were second in passing. Did you win a championship? No. Did it even get you to like a conference championship? Also no. So they're not one of the elite teams. They've never been one of the elite teams. They are playing an elite team tonight in Buffalo, though. They are a pick of mine, especially looking at how the Kansas City Chiefs have started the season at 0-2, where I am seeing quite a bit of regression.
Boo ran.
I'm looking, yes, it's been fun it's been fun and annoying, because I want him to get annoyed by some of my comments, but he hasn't. Instead, he's just like, And it's like, God, jackass.
It stinks.
Especially Travis Kelce last week. That made me laugh. How, critical game situation. No one, completely makeable catch, and he just drops it. And then you see him on the sidelines. I've had enough of this shit. What, you're playing? The fact that you're washed and still keep going, that's gonna be probably Taylor in the next 6 months.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
Shit. And her next album is just gonna be completely. It's just gonna be called 87, and it's just gonna be a complete like breakdown of how terrible.
I mean, if it keeps up the way it is, it's gonna be we can't win a game.
We can't win a game. We can't do it. You know, like, and this is the. This is what happens. This is what happens when you start getting in bed, so to speak, or literally, with a pop icon that is because I have a hard time saying what I'm about to say. Taylor Swift is in Beatles and Elvis category. Yeah. As far as her chart performances, as far
Sorry,
as
I was
record
throwing
sales
up
are
in my
concerned,
mouth. What did you say?
she is.
I was throwing up in my mouth. What did you say?
She was in Taylor. She is in Beatles and Elvis category as far as.
I didn't mean repeat it. I did not mean to repeat the statement. But you don't.
But I have to be honest. I have to tell you the truth on this program. Because other people in this forum or this other people in this means or other podcasters, they're going to lie to you. They're going to flub you. They're going to come up with some bullshit they pull out of their ass every single week. Talking about Vince Russo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me because I don't like this conversation anymore.
No. Another thing that, but also too, we need to we need a safe space, right? Well, not a safe space, but we need to take account of things. How many of us still have a show this week? I'm raising my hand. Max raising his.
Hey. Shut up, bitches.
Jimmy Kimmel is not.
Because I'm not booked.
Jimmy Kimmel no longer booked.
He's not booked.
And I'm not upset. Look, and the reason
you don't like him anyways. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the biggest reason. Like people are like, he's almost becoming like, I stand with Jimmy, and it's like, do you? Like, do you really?
Well, so
he's not funny.
Listen.
Like he's not talented.
Outside of that, I think there's two camps, right? I think the camp that kind of already don't like him and maybe don't have much of an opinion, which I feel like you and I kind of fall into that category.
I think he sucks, but I don't care.
Right. Or maybe accurately for you and I, it's more of like a Nelson Muntz. It's more like that. Objectively, though, hold on.
Yeah.
I do think there is a camp that does see it as an attack on free speech. Which, to be fair, I could kind of see that. I'm not going to get all political or anything. But I also think we live in a world of consequences. Just throwing that out there.
And if certain people wanted to look at the greats of the late night kind of format.
Your Lenos, your
Lenos. I hate to even throw Leno in there, but Carson, Leno, Letterman,
even Colbert,
Conan. Nah.
To a point. He doesn't take it too far, is what I'm saying.
Greg Ferguson. Those guys never one time made it clear where they stood politically. Not one time. They made jokes about politics, which is fair. That's fair game. But not one time did they ever come out and show their hand of where they are politically. And that to me is a good late night host. They're there to make you laugh. They are not there to preach to you their stance. And I feel like Jimmy flew too close to the sun. Do I agree with his politics? Neither here nor there. Do I agree with the way he did things? Absolutely not. But, and to Mac's point, actions do have consequences. What he said really wasn't that bad compared to other things I've heard him say. But the problem is that there was a bunch of other things that he said before that they were just like, fuck this, that's it. And that's the way they stood. I don't think that it was a singular event. I think it was a number of events. And once you start losing sponsorships, that's it, baby. They don't care. It's all about the almighty dollar. And especially, too, I mean, Colbert, the rumor was he was losing between $50 and $60 million a year. CBS was, Viacom, or Paramount, or Blue Sky, whatever fucking company owns them. But fact is that late night as a medium is not what it once was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago.
Because I'm not
the same. So that's my momentary soapbox. Nothing really about politics, just making fun of just Jimmy Kimmel losing his gig. Not because of his politics. I could care less about that. I'm not making fun of the man for his politics, because I could care less. I am making fun of the fact, though, that he let his politics, let his hand show when you really are in no position to really do so. You really shouldn't. It's just, exactly. Thank you, Nelson. Nelson said it best.
I had to look that one up for that.
Thank God, though. Thank God. We finally have that here.
I might just keep this one up for now until I actually put it on the soundbite bar. But
because we're going to need it again anyways, because we're probably going to be, speaking of a situation that Nelson will be laughing at, in 2027, for WrestleMania 43, you will know it is going to be an afternoon show. I think that is the only positive I can think that can come from this.
That's the only
positive. It is going to be an afternoon show for 2 days. However, it's going to be coming from Saudi Arabia, who have had a very busy week as far as making announcements concerned. Of course, they were making the latest, the Canelo boxing match. That was from Saudi Arabia. The Canelo match that just took place. Also, it was announced that they are starting a flag football league.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
That will be featuring 7-time Super Bowl champion, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, and for 20 years, the goddamn privilege, the goddamn number one, QB number one, number 12, Tom Brady, who will be making his return to football for this football league. Touchdown Bills tie game.
Yeah, I was waiting for the point after, but I guess I missed it. But yeah, I did hear about that flag football thing. I think it's really funny that he's a part owner in an NFL franchise, but he's going to go play flag football for the Saudis.
Well, not only is he a part owner of an NFL team, he is an analyst for Fox.
That's true too, yeah.
And also was in the coach's booth on Monday night, which is causing a bit of a hornet's nest in the league right now.
Which it shouldn't, because I don't think he's allowed to broadcast
He's not allowed
those
in
games.
the facilities, but he is allowed to talk with them by video.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't think he's allowed to broadcast any of the Raider games, is my point.
No, I don't think he is. But, you know, he's doing these games. He's got insight.
But I mean, that's so what? Like, they all have tape on each other.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, I know
We
you're
all
thinking
have same.
Spygate now. Yeah,
Yeah,
but still,
I'm just thinking. I'm like,
it's not the reference I was trying to make, but you get what I'm saying.
Belichick just walks in the room. Yeah, we know about tape.
It's probably why he's like for life in college right now. But yeah,
So, well, he's 1-1.
is he? I didn't follow up on game 2. I didn't care.
I think they might be 2-1 now. I don't know because you kind of get to a bit. Kind of have gotten to a. I've gotten to a point with Bill where it's like, yeah, I don't want to hear anything more about you.
They're 2-1. You were right.
I could care less.
It's funny because they got bombed out by TCU in that first game.
They did.
They beat Charlotte 20-3, and they beat Richmond 41-6.
Yep. The funny part is, I believe, I believe my niece who's now attending UNC. However, she's attending the Charlotte campus, not the Chapel Hill one. I think they were because family were down there. Her mom was visiting her down there with Roe, and they. I don't know if they went to Chapel Hill. I don't know if they went to they just stayed on the Charlotte campus or whatnot. I don't know if they went or attended. She has attended any games or things like that. I have wondered. I'm like, if you go to Chapel Hill, for the love of God, stay away from the football facilities because
You never know, man. You never know.
it's the last thing I need.
Yep.
It's just, if you see a guy who just mumbles, run away. So WrestleMania has been bought lock, stock, and barrel by Saudi Arabia for a reported $250 million. Where WWE
I thought
made,
it would be higher, honestly.
I thought it would be higher, but that's the number that's being floated out there. I think it's more towards 500 million, but which I could be wrong. I think I would say that the ballpark figure between 250 and 500 million is a correct number.
Well, let's put it this way too, right? Like they're probably getting 250 million from Saudi, Riyadh, whatever you want to call it, and that's probably not even including base ticket sales, merch sales, or any other sales that they're going to do that entire weekend. Because let's be real, they're probably going to be there for a week, I would imagine.
It does kill the independent wrestling scene for the week because of the fact that... That's
always the case, though.
Well, no, because the last couple of years, they've been able to have like WrestleCade and things like that. They were able to balance independent wrestling shows around, like this year in Vegas, there were other shows in Vegas, not just WWE.
Right.
They were balanced around it. Now it's not going to be that easy to do because of the fact that not everyone is going to want to travel to Saudi Arabia. GCW, I heard, might be. They've already started preliminary discussions, possibly of going over there, which think of the resources they could use for some of those death matches. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Wow. That took a turn.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, you know, they got sand and like really expensive cars, and I'm sure they have like scorpions. So they could have like a scorpion death match or something where it's just they could do things. They could do a lot of things that they don't do anymore, supposedly. Never mind. I don't want to get into that.
Vast amount of marijuana.
I think people are kind of putting two and two together. I really don't have to say much as far as death matches.
No, I didn't think you did. And that's exactly why I said, wow, that took a turn.
I know.
Because I was just like, wow, that could get real dark real fast.
Yeah, I don't even think because I'm just repeating what is technically going to be happening.
I mean, you're verbal vomiting at this point, I feel like, but that's besides the point.
Because I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole.
I realize that. So,
even though I didn't put myself in a hole, I was just stating factual information.
Anyways, so yeah, I kind of want to, because we're gonna do previews for the next 2 weeks at this point. So let's do the reviews. Let's do the reviews real fast because I don't want to spend as much time on them, given all things considered. But
yes.
So before we even do that, you and I talked in pre-show. We'll talk a little bit about Tiffany Stratton in a little bit here, who's probably injured on the SmackDown that preceded Worlds Collide. I did not stay up to watch Worlds Collide because it was like 10 p.m. Eastern, and I could not do that. I just could not do it.
I'm an old man now. I can't do it either.
I'm like, I'm going to start this and I'm going to fall asleep in the first match. Like, what's the point? But I did catch it, so I'm not going to pull pictures for the reviews of these two shows because it's just way too much. But the first match of Worlds Collide in Las Vegas on this past Friday night was La Parca, Mascarita, Sagrada, Laredo Kid, and Octagon Jr. defeating Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo Negro, which that was hilarious. This match was like way overbooked. It was second longest match of the night, which kind of surprised me, but not bad.
It's okay though, because it's AAA.
Yeah,
you know, like they're known for this. It's not anything that no one has ever really seen before, except in the States, because everybody's starting to get used to it, and it's just like those can be overbooked and it's acceptable.
I didn't even think it was overbooked. I think Sagrada and Mini Abismo Negro though are just a very funny pairing, so to speak, especially when they face each other. The next match was the number one contender match for the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship. Natalia defeating Fabi Apache. That was also a really good match. The next match was for the AAA World Tag Team Championship. Pagano and Psycho Clown beating Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston, which just...
What a weird pairing.
It's because apparently Xavier Woods wasn't cleared or something. I don't know. That was what they...
I'm still trying to figure out what his injury is with right now.
He said something with his neck, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but this wasn't bad. I feel bad that Austin Theory isn't around to witness Grayson Waller's success at this point.
I mean, that is a big question mark right now. What is going on with Austin Theory? Because
I think I think either he left or he got released. I think I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look, but that's what I thought.
Has he been moved to the alumni section? Because I heard he was off the internal roster, but
he might have been.
It hasn't been completely confirmed yet.
Yeah, he might have been. I'll try to look it up as we go because I'm not 100% sure either. Because I could have sworn that I heard he was, but I'm not 100% sure at the moment. Yeah, Psycho Clown and Pagano defeat those two. The next match was mixed tag match. Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana defeating Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez with Raquel at ringside. Demonito made his return. Seems like JBL was very afraid of that thing, which I think is even funnier. But, whatever.
JBL's like, ah!
I think JBL, ironically, has made it that much funnier.
Oh, yeah, he has.
And according to Wikipedia, by the way, on August 6th, it was reported that Theory had been removed from the internal active roster.
Okay.
So it seems like he's either let go or asked for his release or something. I don't know. Next match was for the AAA Latin American Championship. El Hijo de Wagner Jr. defeated Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and JD McDonough. JBL was very big on JD McDonough in this match. It was kind of funny, actually.
I mean, was he just commenting on how
big
his head was?
Not. It was not a commentary about his head at all, actually. That part surprised me as well. But
it's a goddamn parade float.
Yeah, seriously. It's a big balloon. It was funny because I think El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. pinned JD McDonough. It was either him or Dragonland. I'm pretty sure it was JD, though. And as he goes for a scoop slam to do whatever move he was about to do, he hits Ethan Page in the head and knocks him out of the ring. Otherwise, Ethan Page very well could have been walking out of there as AAA Latin American Championship. I just thought it was hilarious. And the face that he made, too, by the way, when he got knocked out of the ring and the pinfall happened, Ethan Page looked like he was going to kill the winner of that match.
Talk about one of the most over guys in the company right now. Like, it's just as far as either, just on either roster, as far as like just the ability to get heat and as far as the performer is concerned, Ethan Page is him. Like, it is ridiculous right now.
That's gimmick infringement. Don't say that around Carmelo Hayes.
Well, what the fuck's he doing?
Nothing. He actually did have a match at Homecoming, which we'll talk a little bit about in a few minutes here. But you're right about Ethan Page. I totally agree. As soon as that North American Championship is off of him, just call him up.
Yeah, exactly. Just call him up.
Stick him immediately with Chelsea.
Yes,
it works. We've seen it. The last
Team Canada, Team Canada.
That'd be hilarious. The last match, Dirty Dominic Mysterio defeats El Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship.
Christ.
With help from our boy, El Grande Americano.
Of course.
Judgment Day did come out. They weren't as effective as El Grande, though. But I was very happy with this match. I know you probably didn't watch it, like you said earlier, but this was a great match. And
I saw bits.
It was for what Dom did, which is probably more than he's ever done, honestly, or ever really needed to do. Maybe he did fucking great. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? Like,
talk about a 3-year run. Like 3 years ago, if you came to me and said Dominic Mysterio is going to be one of the better performers in the company, I would have told you.
I would have laughed. I just would have laughed at you.
Are you on heroin? Like, how are you coming up with that? Like, that would be my first answer. But the fact is that him being champion, I have no problem with, because he's earned the spot, because he doesn't say no to anything. He's afraid of nothing. And that's really sometimes all you have to be a top performer and to be a top guy. And the fact is that Dominic Mysterio is a top guy. I can't believe I just said that.
I can't either, actually.
But at the same time,
he's upper tier. Honest, I wouldn't say he's top guy, but he's upper tier.
He's a top guy. Come on.
No.
He's a top guy.
Listen, like let's also be a little real here for a second. You're probably gonna call Vikingo up to the main roster or NXT, if not one or the other. Doesn't really matter, honestly. You're gonna get him over to a more international crowd, and to be fair, the AAA fans really didn't want him as champion.
No, but you found a good way to get the belt off him.
I agree.
And give it to a guy that is going to have the ability to draw heat wherever he goes. And now, but the weird thing with him is that it's turning into, well, we're going to cheer him anyways because he's fun. And it's like, all right, cool. Oh, look at this. They're showing an ad for another Walking Dead series.
I saw that, yeah.
Is it Norman Reedus?
Who ran?
Yes, it is.
When you think that you do something else?
I mean, listen, like, it's hard to pass up easy money, I think. That's all I'm going to say.
Come on, is AMC really paying that much now?
I mean, money's money, dude.
I understand.
And I believe he is the star of whatever that show actually is. Just
Daryl something.
Yeah, like so that might be why. So he might be getting like 500 plus K an episode just because it's his name. Who knows?
We're gonna do this again.
People
Sure,
still
why
watch
not?
it, man. Like, I can't, but there are people out there that still do. Anyways, just kind of moving on here. That was Worlds Collide. Just saying. So as I said earlier, Tiffany Stratton is probably hurt, or just they want to give her a little bit of time to rest. Even though she was booked for Homecoming, she didn't actually compete. Did you watch it at all? I think you said you did.
Somewhat.
Right? Okay.
I saw some of the highlights from it.
This and Worlds Collide honestly were fun for me.
Of course.
Anytime you have these like big crossover shows, it just kind of proves they should do it more often.
Right.
You know, that was Worlds Collide, and that was also Homecoming. You had a lot of great stuff, I felt like, that came out of it. Probably going to have Sami Zayn.
Bobby
against
Roode
Javon
got
Evans.
no reaction.
He got a little reaction.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Joe Hendry had to come in.
Well, apparently he's finishing up in TNA, and then he's going to be exclusively on WWE.
Joe
What you
Hendry?
fucking asked for. It's what you all asked for. I
mean,
didn't want him, but you all did.
I think he needs to start in NXT, though, if they're going to do that.
Of course. Because, like, they're not going to put him on the main roster yet. But the fact is I think
I don't want to say they won't. I look at like Stephanie Vicaire, who flat out said she was given the choice. I feel like there might be others that were also given the choice, because I look at who came around the same time was Julia, and then who came a little bit after was Jordan Grace.
Yes.
If they were all given the same choice, I feel that fine, give him the choice. But I would also maybe make the argument to be like, he really should start in NXT, though.
He should, because the fact that, in my opinion, everything I have seen from him, he is a one-trick pony. I don't know how you're going to be able to reinvent yourself after this.
I just, can I be real? Like, he
Yeah.
looks like a jobber to me.
He does.
And I hate to kind of, like, just matter-of-factly say it like
He does. It's the fact.
But you look at, like even, like, I'm just going to name the last 3 to 4 NXT champions. Obafemi.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I just said his name like 2 minutes ago. What the
Ethan
hell?
Page.
Oh, Ethan Page was
Yep.
I wasn't even thinking of him, but you're right. Him. I think he was
Carmelo Hayes.
Yep, Carmelo Hayes. Thank you. I don't know why. I could have just scrolled down the page I'm on and I would have seen it, but still. And Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know Ilya Dragunov's in there, and I know other guys that are in there. All of them, I feel like, look better than Joe Hendry.
Yes.
All of them. Even Ilya.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of talent that they have that is more credible and look better than Joe Hendry. But I get it.
Touchdown Bills.
Thank God. But I get it. I get why everybody is infatuated. I get why everybody's on that bandwagon. But I'm here to tell you, he's got nothing else. I've seen everything that I think he has to offer. I don't think he's... Plus, we're in a work rate era, right?
Yeah, that's
And-
the thing. That's exactly the thing.
Yeah, unless you have a supernatural gimmick like Bray, where it can be forgiven to an extent, but not to like fully forgiven. After say his name, what the fuck else is you gonna do?
He's going to
Like, what
appear.
else?
He's going to appear.
So
Just kidding. I did forget to mention, though, about the Wyatts, though. They did show up at AAA at Worlds Collide and attacked Spagano and Psycho Clown after their
I like
tag
that
team
idea
match.
though, because
I don't hate it either.
I think that Wyatt 6 would probably do better in AAA than they would in WWE.
Yeah. I don't hate this crossing over and grabbing titles and stuff, but it has to work both ways. That's the only thing I'm going to make the argument and say. That does not mean that I want Dominic Mysterio to try to challenge for any of the world titles right now. But if somebody else came along, whether that be Del Rio, whether that be El Grande Americano, even because you can cross him over 5 ways from Sundays, I'm okay with it. But the context is, again, it needs to work both ways. I do agree, though, that they would probably work better there, or even in NXT, honestly. Just saying. But, the one thing I'll kind of say for this, I'm not going to go through all the matches of Homecoming, but yeah, a lot of crossover matches that I think worked on a lot of different levels.
Right.
I don't think I needed a DIY versus Trick and Mellow.
No.
I didn't think I needed that. And it was not a bad match, don't get me wrong, but it's
great shovel pass by Josh Allen, by the way, on that.
It really was. Tyler Breeze and All Ego, that was all right. And then the last match, I didn't feel like it's anything special. They had a lot of guys show up and a lot of girls show up.
It was a nice night of cameos.
It was. And this is what I'm saying. This is where it's fun. Right? I don't need to be worrying about Saturday, the first show, with a 13 match card. I don't really want to worry about that.
Well, and then half the matches are just lazy booking.
Well, let's go at least to the pre-show real quick, because I don't know why, but they've already announced the pre-show matches. So
yeah, well,
I'm just going to go in order of Wikipedia here, because my goodness. It is an 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God. Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Queen Amanita, Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. Okay. You don't need to book everybody. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
The second match is Shibata versus Daniel Garcia. And the last match of the pre-show, hopefully.
Shibata and Daniel Garcia is a fucking collision match. It's not a pay-per-view match. It's not even a pre-show match. You put on a collision.
I mean, objectively, yeah. You're not wrong. The last match of the pre-show, though, is the Ops, Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs versus the Work Horsemen, Anthony Henry and J.D. Drake. I don't even know who that is, and he doesn't even have a link in Wikipedia, which I think is hilarious, by the way.
Oh, don't you love that?
But why Samoa Joe in the fucking pre-show for the third event in a row?
I don't know.
It just doesn't make any effing sense to me. Anyways, let's get into the card here. So, first match is Cope and Christian against FTR. Dax and Wheeler with Stokely with him, apparently.
I would not be surprised if this is the main event.
I wouldn't either. I just went up with the Wikipedia list because trying to...
No, I get it, but I would not be surprised if that's the main event.
I think there's a good chance, yeah. If not, it's going to be one of the three. I think that it might be main event.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. It just feels very final to me. But I don't know. Next match is a trios match. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and apparently MVP is going to wrestle Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona.
Okay.
I don't know why MVP is in a wrestling match in 2025.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just weird. After that, again, just going by Wikipedia here, Mercedes Moné versus Rio for the AEW TBS Championship.
Rio hasn't been on TV consistently in years, but every time she pops up, they somehow are like, we'll give her a title shot. So she's done nothing really to accept her credentials, which was a crappy title reign or two. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, we're going to put her against Mercedes because Mercedes is beating everybody except fucking Tony Storm. So why not, right?
I mean, listen, have they ever fought her in Rio? I don't feel like
I don't
have.
think so. I don't think they
So
have.
that's an okay way to get the title off, or if you want to. But like, I just don't feel like it's gonna happen.
Probably not.
So
That's
then,
the problem with AEW. A lot of these matches that they just put together, it's like you look at it and you're just like, well, I know who's going to win. This is one of those matches. It's like, well, I know who's going to win. I feel like that's the majority of the card.
yeah. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, you're not wrong. I half these matches I don't need. Like that's first, and second, I don't watch AEW enough to know this, but I feel like we'll talk about one of the matches for Wreslepalooza where it's like been no build for it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's half this card. Or that it's been done lazily. Because again, granted, I'm being honest, I don't know because I don't watch much of AEW, but that's how I would feel looking at the card like I am right now.
Right.
Anyway, the next match, again, according to Wikipedia, it's probably not how this card is going to go down, by the way. It is a coffin match. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin.
I mean, this will be good. I hope Moxley gets put out. Like, I hope he takes a sabbatical. I hope he kind of loses this and then takes like 6 months off just to get him off TV for a bit. I thought when he lost to Hangman, I'm like, oh, I hope just ends this whole Death Riders thing. But it just keeps going and going, and they just keep adding members. It's just like, fucking end this already. No one cares about this goddamn faction.
I remember they did like a segment or a vignette or whatever where they're going to this like, I think it was like his basement.
Yeah.
And they're all like hanging out and doing stuff in his basement. And I'm like, this feels like a freaking 1998 angry teenage person with a camcorder.
It does.
And I'm like, I'm all set. And I understand that.
That's exactly what Moxley was in 1998, an angry teenager with a camcorder.
You'd probably listen to Limp Bizkit. Listen, at the end of the day, somebody out there is going to laugh at that. At the end of the day, I just don't think...
He's got the backwards red hat on.
I
did it all for them.
Yep. At the end of the day, like once they did that, I just lost all interest in trying to connect with that story. And even still, like, what was the story? Like, we're gonna take over. It's just like, yeah, dude, you're not the NWO. I'm sorry.
Like they did that so they did that so ass. Like, I still remember it was like he's gonna take over. They advertised it where Moxley was gonna take over Dynamite, and he showed up on Dynamite at like 9 o'clock. It's like, wouldn't you be out there at like 8 o'clock in the production truck? He goes out, he cuts his promo at 9 o'clock for this takeover. And then at 9:10, at 9:15 after the promo, he leaves the building. That's not a takeover. That's just you going out there for 15 minutes and just being like, that's a Jon Moxley pro.
I just... He really started acting like an angsty teenager, and I just lost interest. But yeah, I mean, listen, for all the kind of hardcore stuff he does, I think this will be a good match. And
Darby's insane, so this match will be good.
Yeah, hopefully neither one f's up their back too much. That's all I'll say. But the next match, according again to Wikipedia, is Mark Briscoe versus MJF at a tables and thumbtacks match.
This is so lazy because
Why isn't this feud over at this point?
It is low-hanging fruit for MJF in this feud. It's like, oh, your brother died, so I can just, I'll just use that as the build-up. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? Like, come up with something better. And you already took a month off of this so that way you could work with Hangman. And then you work with Hangman that feud never really even should have happened. Because I feel like which again proves to me that Hangman's entire championship reign is going to be a bust because they just keep putting up all right, we're going to give you MJF for no real good reason. We're going to give you him right off the bat as your first challenger. Usually you progress to that level, not give him right off the bat. And then we'll get to the championship match later. But so then MJF, who was already feuding with Mark Briscoe before this, he had the championship match with Hangman, lost. Now he's going in this ladders and tax match, which is supposedly supposed to completely favor Mark Briscoe. So you're going to have MJF lose again? How does that make sense?
Yeah, I would not have MJF lose this match. That's the problem.
No, I wouldn't.
Because if you have, in my opinion, if you have any real hope of building him back up ever, he has to win.
Don't get me wrong, I like Mark Briscoe a lot. So
do I, but I'm looking at the progression of the talent, and Mark Briscoe is not going to be world champion. And if he is, it's not going to be right now.
Yeah.
MJF, you have a solid star for the next, at minimum, 3 to 5 years, if not way longer.
Yes.
Regardless of contract. Just saying. I would not have him lose.
No, I wouldn't either. He probably won't, but at the same time, Tony, on paper, MJF should win this, but I could see Mark Briscoe winning this because of the stakes of what's involved. It's also kind of, it's just another match too with like a stipulation casket match, tables and thumbtacks match. And then there's going to be another ladder match already in the show booked. It's like, are you kidding me right now, dude? Come on.
I just this isn't what I would book for half the card. But speaking of, I wouldn't have booked it. Time was Tony Storm against Jamie Hayter, against Thekla, against Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's World Championship.
This is hastily and lazily done. I think Jamie Hayter has already lost to Tony Storm, or at least has lost to Mercedes Moné. I think Statlander has also lost to Mercedes Moné, or Tony Storm one-on-one again. Because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the women's roster, and it's just like, who have they not beat? Because I feel like they've beaten everybody, and Tony Storm's the biggest star you have. And probably the best. She is arguably the best women's talent in wrestling, and that's been the way for the last couple of years. But this is lazy booking with a capital L.
Yep. I don't think there's any reason for this at this time.
There isn't.
You literally you literally just had her face Mercedes Moné at All In, and then the next month she had that title match after that.
Yeah.
Was Mercedes booked last month? I don't remember.
I think she was.
I don't really remember, but I could find out real quick. Either way, Was it? Oh, I think it was a four-way.
Forbidden Door, yeah. I think it was a four-way for her. So now it's pretty much just
time. I don't know.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, you got the four-way this month. I had it last month.
Yeah, I think it's stupid. I think this is lazy. And
It is.
I think that she'll probably win if Mercedes won, but then what's the payoff?
Yeah, I just, this is, it, you take the title, this is a way you can get the belt off Tony and like not have her get pinned. But why are you going to take the belt off Tony? Because she's your biggest asset.
Exactly.
So you kind of booked yourself into a corner.
Yeah. Speaking of booking yourself into a corner, for the AEW World Championship, Hangman will defend against
Fucking guy.
Kyle Fletcher. There is apparently a stipulation in this match that if the Don Callis family interferes, Fletcher will be disqualified and stripped of his AEW TNT Championship. So why not just make it title for title? Just saying.
Another unification match too. Like another unification match.
It's not.
But
I'm
it's
saying
still
it should
champion versus champion again.
I
think this is the third one in a row. Like where it's the third show, where like you can't keep having. Oh, but we don't have anybody else for Hangman. Doesn't have to be fucking Kyle Fletcher. Like, I understand that, again, people think the world of the kid. They're just like, oh, you know, all the talent he's got. It's just, he falls in the same category of Daniel Garcia and Speedball. And just another guy or performer that it's just, they all blend in together.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I feel like we have a couple of those later on too, but
no, it's the same. It's the true, but I'm just looking and I'm just telling you.
No, I'm just saying the rest of the
know?
card. I'm saying we have a couple of those guys.
I know,
too that are kind of in the same category. I feel like, but overall, I mean, I think that they have a lack of guys that they can plug in here. I feel like
yes.
You want to get over different talent. Hangman hasn't been champion in a while, so I'm okay with him being over right now. But to build up Kyle Fletcher is what? Like, he's not that guy. There's a lot of other guys, and it's not him.
Hangman was supposed to be the guy. It's like he won the title in one of the biggest moments and one of the biggest matches and one of the biggest shows that you've had in years. And you were able to take a guy that a lot of people, including myself 2 or 3 years ago, had written him off completely. But his first championship title defense is against MJF in a match that I found extremely questionable. And his second match in a title reign that is supposed to be extremely celebrated, and a guy that has turned his career around and has busted his ass to make people believe in Hangman again. For the second month in a row, you're giving him weak ass shit to defend his championship on pay-per-view.
I don't think MJF was weak as shit. I just think they did it haphazardly.
There was the problem is that, and yeah, I understand I'm not arguing the decision. Well, I'm arguing the decision because it's way too soon to do that. Yeah, if I'm Hangman, I'm pissed because it's like I was able to get my character over and kind of rebuild myself over the last 3 years. Yes, MJF is a quality opponent, but it shouldn't happen right away. Like that you need to build the guy up to face that. And you need to have a couple of quality title reigns in there. instead of just the same old, like, well, this is how we're going to do it.
Well, do you you remember one of the biggest grievances we had back with like WWE booking, especially in like the early 2000s, was like you just feed guys to like Brock or to Undertaker or Cena even or whatever else, and it's the same bullshit like every time.
Right.
That was a big grievance. This is literally the same thing. And I'm okay with him and MJF having a fight, but not that quickly, like you said. But then to do that and kind of make it like, okay, a very one and done basically at this point for really no reason, I feel like. Because, yeah, okay, you can make the argument for Mark Briscoe, fine. But Kyle Fletcher against Hangman instead of something maybe a little bit more marquee, a little bit better.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, I don't like it at all either. I think it's terrible. The fact that you're doing it, your number one baby face right now on the men's side, a great disservice. And demeaning his championship reign in a time where it really doesn't need to get diminished. So,
yep. What they could have done instead is maybe Hangman and the next person, which you could have unified that belt with the Unified Championship because Okada is facing Takashita and Mascara Dorada for the Unified Championship. And I still do not understand the context of this title because which one does he lose if he loses the match?
Exactly. It's like, which one is he losing? Does he lose all of them? Just one of them? Like, what the hell?
Or is it only the Unified Championship that he loses and then the other two become their own thing again? Like what actually happens?
Way to lose the plot on this, Tony. I understand Takashita because of the fact that he just won the G1, so he's coming off real hot.
Yep.
Going up against Okada. I don't even know who the third guy is, to be quite honest. Like
Mascara Dorada. I'm actually looking him up right now. He is a CMLL star.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, this is one of those where I could see Okada retaining, but also at the same time, Takashita winning the G1, him being able to pin somebody else instead of Okada losing. That's a good way of doing it, but another multi-man match for a champion or multi-person match for a championship, that's and there's still one more for a championship that's multi-person.
I was
actually
the
their third gimmick match. They already got a tack and like a table and a tack match. Then they also have the casket match between Moxley and Darby Allin. And now, what is it? A 4-team ladder match?
There's still actually one more match before that.
Okay.
We'll speed through that one because ironically, it's Big Bill and Eddie Kingston. So you said something
on the pre-show, right?
You said something about a collision match. I think this also falls into that category.
This falls into collision. Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand why this is on the card. Again, I don't watch AEW. I can't make comments, but I don't understand why that's on the card. However, yes, the next match, again, just following with Wikipedia, is a 4-way ladder match for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Brody King and Bandito against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. And the Don Callis family, which will be Hachiro and Josh Alexander.
Okay.
Yeah, I just... I don't understand.
I mean, I'm fine with the Young Bucks if they win, because the Young Bucks have actually been one of my favorite parts of wrestling right now.
I feel like they're probably not going to win.
Rod and Todd.
Rod and Todd was great. Talent name was also pretty funny.
But Rod and Todd, I felt like was just peak.
I did like these guys also when they announced
these guys
that.
are funny.
That was
yeah.
good.
And then their clip art's been hilarious.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. I kind of hope that continues, but also, they are entering that redeeming arc quality of like, we got to start rooting for these guys again. They are getting back into that category of, all right, they're kind of making me like them again. Except if you're a CM Punk fan, then you're just like, fuck these guys.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with them still.
I understand. But I mean, this is.
It's not that I don't like them or anything. It's more like, you guys are idiots.
I understand, yeah. No, but at the same time, I'm willing. It's been 3 years. It's like,
still idiots. Sorry.
I understand. I get it. But that's
yeah, that's all out.
That's not good. There's good, and then there's not good. This is not good. Like, this is I can see why they moved it to the afternoon, because like looking at that on paper, it's like you got 3 gimmick matches.
I don't think any of those matches are enough to compete with any
They're
of the
not.
WWE
They're just
matches.
not. And I'm not talking. And we're gonna preview this next show, and it's not like we're gonna sit here glowingly and talk about how great this show is, because I'm looking at this show on paper and I'm just like, yeah, of course there's some marquee matchups, but yeah.
It depends how they go. Like, objectively, at least like 2 or 3 of these matches, I'm like, if you don't book this right, then you shouldn't have had it.
One of these matches shouldn't even be on the fucking card. This should be on Raw.
I actually feel like there's probably more than one of those.
No, there's just one glowingly that I could look at.
I actually
now.
think there's one that should be on Raw and one that should be on SmackDown.
Okay, which one do you think should be on SmackDown?
Probably the one that might be one of the main events.
Cody and Drew?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
To be fair, I can't remember if I organized the match pictures for how I would have booked this. I almost put this as the first match.
I mean,
there's been zero build to that match. He kicked him through a table, then he came back and attacked him a couple weeks later.
I know.
Oh, you're selling me. You're selling tickets now.
I know. I know. They didn't even need it, but the fact is that you can't have. There's a reason you have 2 world champions, which again boggles the fucking mind of why couldn't you just give it to LA Knight if this is going to be a tag match where Seth Rollins was going to be indisposed, and Cody, obviously, he's not being able to make TV every week because of his commitments for Street Fighter. So you decide you're going to book him.
That's part of why, also, I feel like, honestly, that I'm thinking that it should just be a SmackDown match.
My problem is that, again, it's like the MJF thing. It's like we're giving him a quality opponent. Okay. Why? Why is it Drew? You can build this off. Drew's brilliant on the microphone. You can pull this off. You can have him do some things for a few months and then do it later on. You don't have to do it now. There's other guys in the roster you can put up against him, but no. And you're right. The way that it's been booked, the way that it's been kind of put together, it does belong on SmackDown. It doesn't belong on a pay-per-view. It doesn't belong, but at the same time, this is your first time on a new platform. So you're going to want to have your best out there. And Cody is the best because of the championship resume that he has. And so, yeah, you're going to want to put your best matches out there for your first show. But I don't like the fact that Drew is probably going to have to take an L on this. It's like, I'd rather him just beat Rollins for his title. But here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, and obviously not the mixed tag match, but the Usos versus J&J Security, as you so eloquently call them, that's a Raw match for me.
Yeah, exactly. That was the match I was thinking about.
I had a feeling, yeah.
Because I am beyond done with the Usos. Just beyond done.
I don't know if I want to say that. Let's see if I started with that. So I did. So let's just talk about it now. Usos against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You should have just booked LA Knight and Jey Uso. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You teased it. Now LA Knight's probably going to fight with all four of these guys at some point in this night. It's just, you should have booked Jey Uso and LA Knight. You just should have done it. So
they didn't.
I don't fully comprehend why they're doing this. Great, you're finally booking Braun Breaker. Like, that's all I can say. That's all I could say. You finally booked him at a PLE instead of the last two where you didn't. I just, that's it. That's all I can say about this match. Otherwise, I don't care. I don't want it. It does nothing for me.
Yeah, this match to me, it's a Raw match. I'm done with the Usos. I just am. I'm really gonna hate Jay if the Red Sox somehow shit the bed the last 10 games.
Oh, I'm totally blaming him.
It's totally his fault. For his throwing out the first pitch last weekend, and then we lose like 2-1 to fucking Athletics. I'm like, yeah, it's the Jey Uso effect. This fucking guy. But yeah, it's a match that this should be on Raw. It's not like J&J. It's not like the Vision even fucking matter right now because their leader has done nothing with you. Paul Heyman's not even involved in this angle because it's between Seth and Becky and then AJ and Punk. We'll get to that later, of course. But they're not. They're like the fourth and fifth wheel right now.
Yeah, they haven't even been out with Seth or Becky.
No.
Which, if you
not
want
at all.
to put on it like a unified front for this, you have them all out there at once. And yeah, I get that it probably sets up something for War Games down the road. Because let's be real.
This also could be a point of contention that starts the eventual rift between Braun and Seth. This is now ammunition for Braun when he eventually tells him to go fuck himself. And so this, of course, can be the long-term plan of, Braun's going to start getting resentful because of this, which as well he should, because, this whole thing has done nothing but, I think, stunted the growth of Braun Breaker. I have said that time and time again, and I'm going to continue to say that time and time again, because I think this Vision storyline blows. It fucking blows.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not going to sit here and say that if you're going to turn Seth heel, that he shouldn't have a faction.
But we got to be more positive. We got to look at the bright side of things. I'm telling you like it is. And if you think I'm miserable for it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't live in fantasy land. If I think something is bad, I'm going to tell you how it is. If you don't like it,
I don't see how anybody can view that as a positive anyways.
It's just, wouldn't you rather have someone on here that tells you how they really feel instead of being like, everything's great?
just love wrestling. Everything's great. No.
I think it's funny that
No.
you say that and a Lego commercial was on, and now all I can think of is that stupid Lego movie song.
Yeah. Everything is awesome.
Yep.
It's just, it's not.
It's not. It's
It's
really
not.
not. I'm sorry.
It's not. It's not cool. Like
Not
I'm looking
cool,
at this,
man.
and this is someone a year, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a year ago. I was singing their praises. They were just printing money hand over fist.
Dude, even coming out of SummerSlam, we put him back on the shoulder.
Oh, I was like, oh God, they've done it. They've done it all. No.
Nope.
Tired of the Usos. I'm tired of the Vision. Next.
Well, next for what I would probably book here would be the vacated Women's World Championship, Io Sky against Stephanie Leclerc.
Oh, who was finally on TV this week.
She's on TV more than once.
She was on NXT too.
I think she's been on 2 weeks in a row, if I remember correctly. But yeah, she was at NXT this week, and she was on Raw.
Io Sky, the just placed into this spot after Naomi is with child. And of course, there's been controversy with Io Sky being in this spot. However, she is a former champion, which does give her some kind of. And also a former recent champion. I think she was champion before the champion that Naomi cashed in on. So technically, she does have
Yeah, she was. Yep.
she does have a call as far as, hey, I never got my rematch technically. So
Well, she's also the most recent champion, regardless.
exactly.
I mean,
It's like
makes sense.
that's the way that it should. Yeah, you can make a battle royal. Yeah, you could have done a small tournament and all that stuff, or like a quarter, like a couple of triple threat matches, or a fatal 4-way. Yeah, you could have done all that. But I also look at Io Sky, the performer, and who she works with, and it is tied at halftime, 14 all.
Yeah,
Still
I gotta
I'm
watch this because I missed
stunned.
it.
But stunned.
Wow.
And a commercial for Wingstop just played, which
No, we're not talking about that. Get out of here.
no, we are. I need to bring that up. And I know that this might hurt us down the line of maybe getting a sponsorship deal with these people, but
I mean, I don't think they deserve us at that point.
they don't, because of the massive amount of disappointment. I had put a lot of money and invested a lot of time over the years since they came into the since they came into the city of Worcester. And I am talking about Wings Over Worcester, one of the best wings places ever. Then Wingstop came into town, and Wingstop started to change the narrative because they're a little cheaper. But also Popeyes has changed the narrative a little bit with their fried chicken, their chicken sandwich. Also, they have wings and things of that nature as well. Wings Over this week disappointed me to an endless realm. Pumpkin spice flavored wings.
I wasn't disappointed. I was mad.
I was so pissed off. Like last night, it was like there were other things going on in the world. There's a lot of things going on in the world that I should be mad about, right?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Like there should be things around the world that I should like. What? What do you mean the list isn't out? Never mind.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. But then last night I see pumpkin spice wings from Wings Over.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
I wanted to throw my phone through a window. I'm like, I can't believe I'm reading this. And I sent the picture out to some friends, Mac included, and he was just like, "You've got to be kidding me," and I am not. It's on their official website. If you go, you can look and see the pumpkin spice is now a flavor to be chosen at Wings Over.
I
There
remember
were influencers. I thought this was an April Fool's joke. I
did too.
This has to be not real,
I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was like a doctored picture.
but it's real.
Yeah, and I went on their website just like you said, and I was like, I was like visibly nauseous. Like it was like to me that's gross. Like I can't imagine wings with pumpkin spice. That just to me that sounds legitimately
There is
gross.
a video going around from food influencers eating them.
That's to me that's just disgusting. That does not compute in my brain. I'm okay with the pumpkin spice coffee drink. I'll be honest. I'm one of those people. I don't hate it. I'm not going out of my way and praying for summer to be over to go into fall to have it. I'm sure it's out somewhere at like Donks or Starbucks. I haven't had one yet because it's not a priority for me. But to have that kind of a flavoring on my wings sounds fucking disgusting.
Didn't I think I said to you at one point, I said, this is terrorism.
You did, yeah.
Like,
Because you had said that after I had said Wingstop just became my favorite wing place.
I'm like, this is literal terrorism.
Yeah.
Because it's just this, why does this exist? Why is this even a thing? And that to me is the most outrageous thing I have seen in a while. And it's like, there's a lot of things that are outrageous right now. But that one, I was just like, this is blasphemous. So we needed to go on our soapbox here and explain to everybody on why it's just like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Like,
Wingstop literally became my favorite.
Yeah, literally. Just real
like
quick.
Just like that. Snap, snap, snap. Done.
But
It was like a Thanos snap. I'm snapping Wings Over out of my favorites list. I mean, just right out of there, man.
No, I agree. I'm with you on that. So what's next? What do we have next?
Well, I just the one thing I'll say about this match, and Stephanie Vicaris, like first of all, you've done it already.
Yes,
this was a Raw match before, but now it's important enough to do it here. I liked that they had Stephanie versus I don't know why I'm blanking on names tonight. Kairi Sane on Monday. You could tease a couple things there. She looked really good against. It's just I don't know. I want to be interested in this match, but part of me is just like, you've already done this.
Yes.
And do you finally put Stephanie over in that position, or do you just kind of go with Old Faithful Io and start a feud with Asuka or something? Like, it's kind of weird what they're doing, and I'm not the biggest fan of it.
No, I agree. I'm in the same boat.
All right. Next match, probably. John Cena against Brock Lesnar.
I mean, what can you say? It'll be nice to see both those guys one-on-one for the last time. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of callbacks in it. You wonder if Cena's going to get fucking suplexed 18 times.
I hope so. I mean, what? What? Who said that?
I mean, it's going to be different. I mean, it's going to be Brock's first match in like 2.5 years, something like that. No, 2 years, because I think it was SummerSlam 23.
I think when he got beat by Cody was his last match.
Yeah, so it was SummerSlam 23, I think.
Right.
So, first match in 2 years. But, yeah, it's going to be nice to see those guys one last time. It'll be fun. But at the same time, it's like, there's really no stakes involved in this. Because Cena's not going to be challenging for a championship. Brock will probably be challenging for a championship at some point. Don't know when, but probably. And he's also going to have other guys he's going to work with over the next couple of years, probably. So
Well, who knows,
It's
man? He might have like a similar like part-time contract to what he had before, so we have no idea.
That's true, but I expect him to get at least Gunther in.
Probably.
There's going to be some matches that he's going to get that people have been waiting for. Um, if there's a story to be told and money to be made, they're going to find a way to do it. But yeah, this is also a good selling point for a lot of fans too, because a lot of the UFC people are probably going to be like, "Oh shit, Brock and Cena won last time," and that's who's on the poster. So this is really the matchup that they've been kind of selling this show for. So
Yeah, I mean, listen, this really could be something where, like you said, Cena takes the L and they do more with Brock down the road. Like,
exactly.
there are a decent amount of guys that I definitely would not mind him facing off against. Gunther being one of them. Maybe Ilya Dragunov. They could always go back to him and Drew again at some point. There's Randy as well, obviously. So I mean,
Amazon has just announced breaking news here because this is somewhat big in the world of sports. Amazon Prime has acquired the rights to the Masters
oh shit!
starting in 2026.
Wow.
That's been like a staple on CBS for
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little surprised that CBS.
It's like, is Jim Nance getting in there? I mean, who's going to be the voice of that now? Jeez.
Who knows? Maybe they get him. Who knows? It'll be interesting, but what I can only imagine, depending on how they book this night, is going to happen. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch will face off against CM Punk, and after 10 years, AJ Lee.
Ugh. Oh God.
I just kind of, again, no stakes.
No stakes, and I'm just Becky is plummeting in my all-time rankings. She's like a lead balloon right now.
I don't want to say that. She's been okay on the mic, not great, but not bad right now either. She was quick to pick up some of the cues on Raw, which I was very happy for. Like when they were chanting "No one likes you" to Seth Rollins, and she's like, "I like him." I thought that was a really good pickup and kind of funny, honestly. It made the segment a little bit lighter. But overall, like, I didn't really care for her against Lyra.
No.
I do have to give her part of the blame for the Nikki Bella match.
Yep.
And I just think that she's entering a territory where it's like, I think you need to start wrapping up. And I hate to ever really say that about a talent, especially one like Becky Lynch, but she's not looking that great in the ring.
She should have
got other priorities now, like being a mom, which I'm not trying to disrespect. Like, I think that's awesome. And maybe the book, right? Trying more acting digs, like all those things. I'm okay with her pursuing that, but you're kind of like tarnishing your previous legacy at this point. That's kind of how I feel with what she's doing right now. Go out on top, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Long story short, go out on top.
I understand why they want to bring, I understand why they want to do this. I know that AJ Lee coming back it's a big deal to a lot of people. I don't care. But I understand why people do. And the fact is that when I've never really been that big a fan. Just never have. Just something about her. I'm just like,
It's she's like hot and cold for me. There are times I like her, there's times I don't.
And I look at Becky and I'm looking at her legacy right now, and I'm just like, Max nailed it right on the head. It's like maybe she should have just stayed away, retired, not come back, and her legacy would have been fine. But this run, and it's the same thing with Seth, because Seth Rollins is not a top guy. He's not a guy you build your company around. He's a guy that you put up against your guy you build the company around. But he's not the guy he's just not. And I'm not the only one saying that. CM Punk should be one of your focal points. It feels like that he isn't. I feel like he's playing second banana in this match to his wife. Mind you, it's her first match in 10 years. Because
he is. I mean, yeah.
But it's her first match in 10 years, but she is not a quarter of the star that he is.
They have to build her up. That's the problem.
I understand.
And part of the problem, because I don't think anything you just said was wrong. I would maybe tweak the argument that CM Punk doesn't feel like a top guy because he's in a top program. He might not feel like that top guy, which I would agree with.
He's in a top guy. He's in a top program, but he's also up against somebody that is not a top guy, and he's the world champion.
I hate to kind of say it this way, but like, he's a placeholder. For what? We have no idea. And if the placeholder is to be the placeholder till WrestleMania, I think you could do worse than Seth Rollins. Having said that, though, it doesn't mean I like it.
Seth Rollins is a transitional champion, and this is not a transitional championship reign. Plain and simple.
I'll give you that. I think that's fair.
This is a long-term transitional championship reign, and that's lazy. That's lazy. You can tell a lot more stories with better people on the roster. Oh yeah, but Cody's the babyface champion. It works for him. Hey, you really haven't been done. I mean, I really can't say that they've been not doing Cody any favors, because I think Cody's schedule, it's like, well, you're doing this movie, but you're the champion. We can't have you lose the championship. Or maybe Drew beats him. I don't know. But you know who's not going to lose the title Sunday? Rollins. And he should.
I mean, listen, the only stakes you have to do in this match is if CM Punk and AJ Lee win, they get title shots. That could have been the only stipulation, and it would have worked.
Look at the numbers on Raw with Punk with Rollins as champion.
Well,
just look at the numbers.
Well, what was the meme we shared a couple weeks ago?
I think it was like the lowest.
Here's burn it down, turns Raw off.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen, I get it.
Turns Raw on. Burn it down, turns it off.
Yep. I mean, listen, I get it. There's people out there that still sing the song and stuff like that, and hey, all the power to you.
Not me.
I know, not you. But I'm just saying, all the power to you. If you still like Seth Rollins, all the power to you. I don't. I don't like it. I don't like that he's champion. I don't like that he's holding Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed back. I don't like that they gave him Paul Heyman. I don't like any of that. I flat ass do not like it.
And now, Paul Heyman is a spectator. Paul Heyman's not even involved in this. Paul Heyman's division is because I'm not involved in this. They went with the man's man again. It didn't work 6 years ago. What makes you think it's going to work?
Of all the people you're going to put Paul Heyman with, it shouldn't be Seth Rollins.
No.
Especially right now.
No.
Because he's just... The only funny stuff that he has done since he joined Paul Heyman is now the stuff with Becky. And it's literally not even him, it's the people around him.
They could have done this with Miz and Maurice. It probably would have been better because Miz and Maurice are hilarious.
Yeah.
They could have done this. There's a lot of talent that they could have done this with. They could have had Bayley been involved in this and teamed up with some other random male talent. Because Bayley and AJ Lee, in my opinion, is going to be the best, the one match I am looking forward to the most out of AJ Lee's next run. I'm not looking forward to this match at all. I'm not. It'll be great to see AJ Lee back, even though really I don't care. Like this is not a match where I'm just sitting there. I wasn't clamoring for her to come back.
It's a stop in the road is what this match is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is for all of them.
It's a way for Punk to beat Rollins without Rollins having to lose the strap.
I mean, I think AJ pins Becky probably, to be honest. But
or you do a double pin.
You could do that, or you could put them both in the Anaconda Vice or something and have them both tap
Exactly.
out.
They both tap out or something. Like, there's several ways you can do this. Or the Black Widow, whatever her move was.
Yeah. I just, I don't know.
It's
a stop on the road, like I said.
It's a stop on the road. It's a way for her to get into a matchup again without having to have a one-on-one match to get her feet wet. I'm sure it's going to be a brilliant hot tag in the matchup when she gets tagged in. I'm sure this also is going to be probably one of Punk's finest moments because he gets to tag team with his wife. So for him, that this is, there's a lot of boxes that this checks for people. She looks in tremendous shape. Don't get me wrong, too.
I mean, let's be real. The match is booked on name value.
It is.
For it's the biggest match or biggest show, first show on ESPN, it's name value.
That's all you want. I mean, this is a new era. A lot of people are not happy about it. A lot of people liked it on Peacock. A lot of people like the old WWE network. I like the old WWE network. I was sad when it left.
I literally like anything that's not paying $50 plus a month.
Right.
Just saying.
I'll take this because you know what? There's a lot more that you're getting with the ESPN app than just the WWE pay-per-views. I mean, it is pretty cool though that the WWE is on ESPN now. Like this is something 20 years ago I never would have thought happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
20 years ago they were going from the Spike Network back to USA. That was the big deal that was happening then. And they still were on, I don't know if it was CW or UPN back then.
I think it was UPN.
I think it might have been UPN. So it was like, but it probably was for a fraction of what they were making of what they're making now. Because this is a big money deal. They have other big money deals with Netflix. They get big money deals with USA Network.
Well, inflation too, just saying.
Yeah,
compared
exactly.
to then, but
exactly. But I mean, am I looking forward to seeing it? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like,
I think it's a cool moment for them, which you kind of alluded to. But other than that, I just,
Touchdown Bills.
Yep. Fitzpatrick looks like a bum in the booth.
He always looks like a bum.
That's fair. The last match that we have to talk about, however, is for the undisputed WWE Championship.
I thought we already talked about this.
Not really. Cody Rhodes, we only really touched on that briefly. Cody Rhodes against Drew McIntyre. I basically said I feel like it should be a SmackDown match.
It should be.
There's
no build, nothing.
Really, no build. Oh, we kicked him through the table. Oh, we came back and he said he'll see him at Wrestlepalooza.
Cody's.
Come on, man.
Yeah, this is the only reason it's being done is because it's the ESPN show. That's it. I think if it was any other, if it was on Peacock, if they were on Peacock still, this match would be happening much later down the road. They could get away with it.
Listen, here's what I'm going to say. I've been clamoring for this for over a year.
I know.
And this is the build we got.
I know.
It royally pisses me off.
I know. You think you're the only one?
I can tell I'm not. I really just don't get it. Like, this...
Come on, we got to be more positive. We're miserable people, right?
Yeah, we're miserable because there was no build to this match. They have history. They've had history from before. You could have built it around that. You could have built this up for more than just, hey, I'm going to kick you through a table and then you're going to come back and attack me a couple of weeks later and tell me you're going to see me at Wrestlepalooza. For what?
For what? Exactly. For what? For
Like,
what?
I feel like Cody Rhodes came back and he's like the Simpsons episode where it's like old man yells at cloud.
Pretty much. I mean, they have enough on this card with Brock and Cena, AJ Lee coming back after 10 years. I understand, we need a title match on the card. Your world champion is already tied up in a main event program anyways. Like, that involves one of the top performers in the women's wrestling ever. So you could get away with not having this match because it deserves a better build considering the performers that are involved. But
both are former or current world champions. Both have main evented WrestleManias.
But you're being lazy. You're being lazy.
I wonder if it's Cody's schedule. I do. I have to say that because let's be real, like it's always possible.
No, I know.
And maybe you kind of like you said before with other matches, like we talked about earlier with MJF. Maybe this is something that they just rushed. And if that's the case, I don't think they should have. Because here's what I'll say: if Cody really can't commit to every other week or something like that, I don't know. Then I think you need to take the belt off him. Right. You've already had the absentee champion. People started to hate it. People started to get exhausted from it. You don't want to run that same risk here at this point, especially with how much he has been on television previously, especially as world champion as well. But then, how do you make Drew carry that title for X amount of time, and is your plan then to put it back on Cody? And all of these questions would have been far better served had they actually had a build. Because without one, it's like, why are you bothering with this match right now?
Exactly.
You could have booked another women's match. You could have booked any of your mid-card titles. Where the fuck is Jacob Fatu, by the way?
I know.
Just saying.
I know.
I read a rumor today that he maybe upset somebody backstage, and that's why he hasn't been booked on TV regularly anymore. And it's like, okay, then why'd you give him the title?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Or is your plan to have him do something down the road?
I mean, Solo's not even booked for the show.
Yeah. Solo is actually your U.S. champion right now. He's not booked. Or I'm sorry,
well,
Sammy.
He's
not booked either.
Sammy's not booked either.
You could have had him face Javon Evans here. Could have done it right here. You didn't have to wait till the next NXT show. You could have done it right here.
Lazy.
Julia's not booked.
No.
Becky's booked, but same as her husband, not to defend her title.
Not defending the championship. Bailey's not booked. Lyra Valkyria is not booked.
I don't know what the hell they're doing at this point. I'm
No,
okay
I
with
don't
only
either.
5 matches. I'm okay with 6 matches, whatever the case may be. But they said it this week on NXT Homecoming how the women's division at the time, and still to this day, I feel like at times too, in NXT is the backbone of that brand. And dude, at this point, women's wrestling is probably better than the men's wrestling at certain points.
Been that way for on and off for the last couple of years.
I mean, listen, at this point, I feel like it's definitely on because you just got a mess of women talent that you're not really doing much with right now. Yeah, you got Io and Stephanie, and that's great for them. But to your point, Rhea's not booked, Bianca's not booked, Jade's not booked, Tiffany, we don't know if she's actually has an injury or not, but she's not booked either. But hey, let's give you Cody and Drew with no build. Let's give you the Usos against J&J Security. I really need the Bills to score like 5 more touchdowns today, by the way.
I agree.
Let's go.
I'm watching this. I'm like, come on.
I know, it's game's too close.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are those shows. I mean, it's a lot to watch, especially if you watch it straight through. I do not know. God bless if you do, because that's a lot of wrestling to watch at once.
That's a lot of wrestling. Especially we learned from All In Texas, and then we had the Saturday night's main event afterwards. It was like, my God.
That was
I've
a
been
lot,
doing
too.
this. That was a lot. That was like 10 hours of wrestling.
Yeah. Plus, we paused it, too, before we started
we did,
fast-forwarding
at
through
one point,
stuff. Oh, man. It's a lot, but, I think if you want to watch both, like I said, Godspeed. It's not going to be me, but if you want to do that, go for it. I think that I hope that if anybody that does do it is going to be happy with the shows and their decision to spend that much time watching wrestling.
All
At once.
this show we have both shows we've been hard on, right? But on paper, yeah, we're looking at these shows and we're just like, but they could turn things around. They could make it more interesting. I don't know if they will. I hope they do. But hey, maybe everybody should just try to look positive. Let's not get worrying. Let's,
I really need to find that now.
I know, because people are looking at it, they're just like, is there context to this?
I don't even know what the name of it was or anything like that. That's the thing. So I have no point of reference to refer people to.
There was a young man that made this video the day that Cody Rhodes announced that he was leaving AEW. And this gentleman goes on there and he's just like, look, I don't understand the rumors. Let's not get worrying. E-feds don't get any bitches. Like this whole thing, this whole diatribe about how horrible WWE fans are.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
It was hilarious. Absolutely a riot.
I remember just memeing the shit out of that too.
Let's not get worrying.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
I need to find that video again.
I really do too. That's what I'm saying.
Let's not get worrying.
Let's not get worrying, guys. E-feds don't get no bitches anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something
I'm
like that.
Oh my God. I'm like, this motherfucker.
But it's just, I'm not going to sit here and judge, but it was funny in context to make the joke because he was very clearly in someone's basement.
And he was a Jets fan.
And he was a Jets fan in someone's Jets heavily themed basement, which, I know the joke is always in your mom's basement. You could have made the joke about this individual.
La 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 la.
Hey, the Jets suck. That's another Boston radio reference right there. Yeah, listen, I mean, I don't know that I would spend money on the AEW show.
No.
I just have to be brutally honest. Looking at it on paper, talking about
And his
it,
costs are going to be on Max. So not only do you
still
have to
gotta
pay
pay.
for your subscription,
Yeah.
you also now have to pay $40 more to watch the AEW shows. Or you can wait 6 months and it'll be on HBO Max. So
I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like I understand it from a point of view of their Turner programming and stuff like that, but otherwise, it's like you just did this with Netflix. Nobody really got invested in that from the sounds of it. Maybe for
Nope.
All Out like we did, but other than that, I don't think people are invested enough in it to want to do that.
nope.
Some people still do it through their provider
Yep.
if they're going to do it at all. So what is the whole purpose of having it on HBO? You're just passing the buck from one platform
It
to
doesn't
another.
make any sense. I am going to look on Amazon though to see if they are still going to be on Amazon, if that's going to be an option for people. Because
It's still the same price. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you don't have to give. I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying, because you don't have to give them more money on top of the fact that you're giving them. You're already paying a subscription fee. Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, you're doing the same with HBO though.
It is being advertised. You can watch.
All
You
Out.
can watch All Out on Amazon. So if you don't want to go with and stick with HBO Max, you can just give Amazon your money. So
Well, I mean, listen. The one thing I'll say, regardless of what they're doing, is a lot of people are going to be pissed off on Saturday anyways because they either have to figure out their current Disney Plus Disney subscription or subscribe separately to ESPN or do the bundle. I think some people are going to be disappointed thinking they might be getting it through their provider when maybe that's not a provider that the platform is going to allow you to watch it for free. There's a lot of question marks there for a lot of people. So, I mean,
right.
It's kind of one of those scenarios where it's like, regardless of which one you're going to watch, you're going to spend more money watching it.
Exactly.
No bueno, man.
No bueno. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up here this week, previewing another doubleheader, another counter programming weekend, which it's getting kind of annoying. I'm reached a point where it's just like, are we really doing this all the time, guys? Like, can I just enjoy a show without having to figure out if I want to watch one or the other or both? Excuse me. It is reaching that time of night where I'm like, oh boy. And marijuana. That hard combination. So, Mac, do you have anything else to kind of say or get off your chest before we end this week?
If Jey Uso cursed the Red Sox, I'm going to be really pissed off.
I'll never yeet again.
Yeet!
If somebody wants to buy my Usos set on eBay, PM us here on Diamond Podcasting Productions on Facebook or wherever you can get your social media.
Listen. I'm going to say this out loud real quick
yeah.
before you start saying that. If they do make it and they do win, I will buy like 10 ultimates of him wearing a fucking Red Sox jersey. But if they don't make it, yeah, go buy Dan's Uso figures.
Yeah, exactly. No, still buy them because I'm now beginning to part with things I also have listed that androgynous Undertaker banner finally.
Yes.
Because I need that out of my house. Could thank Damian Priest for that one. All rise.
Boo ran.
Shut up.
Boo ran.
Oh, has anybody heard
Boo
what's that
ran.
saying that everybody was talking about recently?
Boo
Some
ran.
some guy we want. Never mind. His name slipped my mind. So
Boo ran.
thanks again, everybody, for listening or watching wherever you are. Enjoy Wrestlepalooza or All Out or both, whatever you're going to do. But have a great weekend. Do not get pumpkin spice wings. Go to Wingstop. We'll see you next week.